Good morning, folks. Welcome to another episode of the 10 Horse Monty YouTube channel, and it's mid-morning, windy, sunny, bluebird skies, a ton of pressure out here on the lake, and we're going to throw kind of a modified version of the MOJO rig. So you've got a French fry worm here, you got a tooth, well, it's about a 3/0, kind of a normal wire, standard wire hook. Got this cylindrical weight. This is a 1/4 or 3/8. It might be 3/8, I'm not sure. And then we got some bobber stops. So we're gonna rig this up and get out there, kind of stay off some points and stuff, kind of fish the grass. The nice thing about this weight versus a barrel, you know, like a bigger traditional Carolina rig weight, is this thing comes to the grass really, really well. So I'll show you how to rig it up real quick and we'll get after it. There it is. There's a little stump down there. And just kind of dragging around that stump. I hit it twice. I missed him the first time. There we go. Okay. Getting a few bites on the old modified MOJO rig. You know, not the biggest fish in the lake, but it is fun. Just a little finesse technique. Got a lot of pressure out here, and we're just working this little modified MOJO rig. A couple bobber stops, a little cylindrical weight instead of an egg-shaped weight. 3/0 standard. This is just I think it's a VMC EWG hook, and a little centipede watermelon red. So far, I'm getting enough bites on this that I'm going to keep throwing this color and this style. But if things slow down, I'm going to switch up to probably a baby brush hog or maybe even a Zoom Speak Raw. It's fun, a little bit different. And the fish get in a funk. You know, this is post-spawn period, and the fish get really funky. They've been getting hammered, and sometimes you got to go a little bit lighter, a little bit more finessey to pick up some bites. All right, we hit the water. That's fun, man, you know? It is fun just getting bites on a different technique. Just kind of working this point. This point's got some grass, got some rock on it. And we're gonna jump around and try to stay more main lake. A lot of traffic out here today. What we're fishing here, this is a spawning cove here. A spawning cove back here, and then this point kind of turns into the main lake. So these fish start moving out of this stuff. This lake has a lot of grass in it, so fish don't move around a whole lot, but there will be some fish that will make their way out of these pockets and coves and start setting up on more of this main lake structure. And it's a little bit early, you know, it's post-spawn, but there's still a lot of bluegill spawning. A lot of fish are up shallow, but we're just kind of testing this out. You always want to be ahead of the fish, and the only way to find out if something's going on is to go out there and check it for a while. You know, you spend a little bit of time jumping around, checking some of these main lake areas, and if it's not working, well, you have to go back in there to where the fish are. There he is. There he is. Right up in that grass. Little modified MOJO rig. Decent fish. Come on in here, buddy. There we go. Alright. Worked as advertised. A little hook cut him right where I needed to. Look at that. Perfect. Just a little 3/0 standard wire hook. You don't need a heavy hook because this is a finesse technique. All right, let him back. That fish was just a little bit of grass out here on this point, and I was just pulling it through that grass, and she just grabbed it and started moving off with it. I could feel my line going through the grass. You know, I didn't really feel the bite, I could just feel the line going through the grass. So it seems like, you know, we still got about 18 inches. This bobber stop, you got to check your bobber stops because they will slide up and down. And that's a good, actually it slid down a little bit. I'm going to pull it up. But we're going to stay with that for a little bit longer. All right, we got 15-pound test fluorocarbon. I think 12 pounds is a little bit better, but we've got some wind out here, so I think 15 is going to be just fine. And we got these bobber stops. These are 6 cents bobber stops. I think these are some of the best ones. They're a little bit bigger. They're a little bit more durable. So all you're going to be doing is you're just threading a bobber stop on there. Go through that little wire loop, pull it off. Gonna have one in front and one in back. Now the traditional MOJO rig actually had, you got the cylindrical weight and it had a piece of rubber that went through the middle of it as a stopper. But this is kind of a newer version, I guess, or this is just different. I don't have that little rubber piece or little strands of rubber in the tool, so we're going to do it like this. You just slide that weight on there. It's going to come down to that bobber stop, and then you're going to take another bobber stop, put it behind there to hold it in place. It's a kind of a version of a Carolina rig, but the weight is kind of attached to your line. It's fixed. It's not sliding down your line. You can do it either way, but today we're going to try it like this. If I can get that line through there. There we go. Slide another bobber stop on there, and then this is going to peg your weight like this. So I'm going to slide all this down a little bit to give me some room to tie a hook. And what I've got is I've just got a little centipede worm. Now you can use anything on this. Centipede's got a flat side right here. A little baby brush hog is a really good one. A little speed crawl, just anything kind of small. This is kind of a finesse technique. So I'm just gonna rig this up and let it hang. I tie the San Diego jam knot, so you need a little bit of weight on your hook to swing the bait properly to tie this thing. So we're just gonna go like that, and then we're just gonna do San Diego jam knot, which is I'll wrap it about 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 6 wraps. Just come right through this loop in the top like that. Wet it down. Pull it tight, slide it in there, and then you're going to take your scissors, cut your tag line, and then take your centipede, run it back up here to the top, and you're ready to go. The nice thing about this system is you can adjust your leader length, and we're going to start out with about 18 inches. So if you want to go deeper, longer leader, you just slide your bobber stops up, and if you want to go shallower, same thing. So 18 inches is a good place to start. We'll throw this around if we need to make some adjustments. We got some wind out here. Might have to go to a little bit heavier weight and maybe a bait change, but we should be able to catch some fish. There he is. Came off that grass line. That fish actually bumped it good. That's a better fish. It's a better fish. Come here, buddy. Just got some shoulders on him. It's a light gear, you can't really horse them. Got this medium heavy rod, you gotta kind of let them eat a little bit. Man, that fish is fired up. Come here. Yeah. Get fish. Nothing wrong with that fish. Come here. Open your mouth. There we go. Open your mouth. Thank you. There we go. It's a nice fish on the old Finesse rig. Hey, just because it's Finesse don't mean you can't catch some good fish on it. Just gotta slow down. Look at that. It's a nice one. There we go. Beautiful fish, man. Nice fish. Hey, just because it's a Finesse rig don't mean you can't catch some decent fish on it. It's a little bitty old worm. Pretty good quality fish. It's fun, man. It's just a different way of catching these fish when they're kind of funky in this post-spawn period. Let's throw her back and see if we can get another one. I'm just working this grass line. This grass just kind of comes out here in about 8-9 foot and kind of peters out, and I'm just kind of trying to focus on that outside grass line. There was a lot of bluegillers still up shallow. They've been spawning. It's kind of dying down. There'll be another wave of bluegill come in, but these fish are just kind of seem to be relating to this grass. And I've kind of looked at some. There's another one right there. There he is. That's a little guy, but it's fish. It is a fish. So I'm just, like I said, just focusing on this grass line to see if some of these fish have moved out And there's still probably some up in that stuff, but you know, you gotta start somewhere. It's a lot of fun. I love finesse fishing. And it's not totally finesse fish. I'm still throwing like 15-pound tests, so I don't know if that actually qualifies. It's kind of like power finessing, I guess, but you know, you can do this on a spinning rod. If you have just a 7-foot, if you have just a 7-foot medium spinning rod, you can put 8-pound test, 10, 12-pound test. If you're braid to fluoro, which is what I recommend, 15-pound braid to 10-pound test, you know, fluorocarbon, and rig it up the same way. It works great, and it's a little, you know, a little bit more finessey that way. But either way, you know, if you got wind and you got a little bit of stain in the water, 15-pound test, no problem with that. Another good thing about this, when you get hung up, you can slide the weight down. The weight will actually slide down and knock your bait off. Carolina rig, you know, your regular Carolina rig where you got a swivel, a lot of times this weight will get hung up, and or if this gets hung up, they're separated. There's no way to make the weight hit this. So the nice thing about this is it will actually slide down and hit your bait and your hook. A lot of times it'll come undone. There he is. Ooh. Oh, he got off. That was a good fish, guys. That was a good fish. I don't know what happened. Do not know what happened. Guess there's a tree down there or something. He got me in the tree. It's a bite right there. Got him that time. Third bite I've had right here. Get in the boat, you little sucker. Fish. It's fun. Finesse rigging. Can't complain about that. On a day with a bunch of boats out here. Post spawn, just throwing a little worm. And you know, we're getting some bites. A little bit different way of catching them. It's fun. Just bouncing around. I'm staying kind of main lake. You know, it seems like as I get back in these coves, I'm not getting as many bites. So I think some of these fish are definitely starting to transition out onto the main lake, which is fine with me. Let's see if we can do that again. It's another bite. Got it? He got it. Thought he had it. He was just swimming off with it. He's just swimming off with it. Little guy. There we go. Okay. Felt a little tick and just never could get my line tight. That's all that happened there. Fish are strong, boy. fish on the old MOJO rig, modified MOJO rig. Missed a lot of bites, but hey man, this is fun. This is a good time. Bite is tough. This little Finesse Carolina rig, aka the MOJO rig, is the way to put a few fish in the boat. Give me a thumbs up if you appreciate the content. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time.